Hi. Okay, so right now we are in quite a time, hey? And we're being asked to make a lot of decisions right now that are really critical, actually. Everything from choosing a job, like something that seems really big, right? Like switching a job or, something related to our work and our money and our livelihood, to even small choices like what we're eating. Moment to moment, we're being asked to make lots of really actually critical choices for us right now. So here is one way to make those decisions and make them in a way that's really going to be of benefit. As I said in my post to you, reason is not the best way anymore. We want to utilize tools like our intuition, and we really want, for a lot of us, we've been using our intuition and it's been somewhat a more ephemeral, kind of more, I don't know what the word is for it. It's been like a more ephemeral sense. Like I can say for me on my journey, like when I was tapping into my intuition, it was like guidance. It seemed like guidance, from somewhere else, maybe spirit or even my own soul, but not necessarily embodied. And that's where we're at right now. Is we really want each and every one of our decisions, moment to moment, to be an embodied, wisely discerned choice, because more and more we're actualizing our complete interdependence, which is always the case, but more and more it's like each and everything that we do impacts something else, like really powerfully, right? Like across the world or in our own lives, it all is having these ripple effects, which we're now kind of able to really perceive on different levels. So this is why, it's more important to make truly aligned decisions that are actually going to be of benefit to yourself and to all beings. So without further ado, this is something that anyone can do, and you can try this whenever you have to make a decision about anything, and just see how making it this way is different than like thinking about what might be better, right? Like that's using rationality, right? It's like weighing the pros and cons, like thinking about the outcomes, right? Like that's kind of the old way of making decisions. So let's look at a way of doing it in an embodied way. And so, one of the ways is using a pendulum. So Meg Love, I know you're into the witchy. I'd be surprised if you don't have a pendulum. That I think is always a better way, because you are connecting your actual physical body, when you're using the object, to the energy and the movement of it. So, the whatever answer you get is connected to your body through a tool. But what I want to give you is actually what I'm calling the human pendulum, which is a way to make that decision without using the tool. So if you don't have a pendulum, you can still do this, because you are the pendulum. And I actually think, like, if you can skip, so it's kind of like, intuition, amorphous. These are the different stages. I'm just making them up. Intuition, amorphous, into kind of intuition channeled through a tool, like a pendulum, into intuition channeled into your own body, embodied as the tool. This one I think is the most powerful. So this is what I'm talking about here. So I would encourage you first, if you can, to go and ground and do some earthing, to have your bare feet on the earth, maybe with an air conditioner running over here, and really put your feet on the earth and just spend some moments breathing and observing your environment, the sensations, your body, just what you're feeling and perceiving and sensing while your feet are grounded into the earth. The earth is going to basically pull out all of those, all of the kind of like electromagnetic energy, like all of the kind of interference energy, all of the energy, like that we absorb from our devices, from the 5G or whatever, from even the energy of the food we eat. The earth will absorb some of that. And we will in turn absorb some of the negative ions. That's kind of like when you go to the ocean, and you breathe in some of the negative ions, like the earth creates this kind of field, and negative ions actually create positive energy for us. So go and earth, for some time until you feel yourself really centered and grounded, and that, you know, that feeling, that wave of peace and complete harmony and interconnectedness which can wash over ourselves when we do things like that. And then after that, be in the spot that you are on the earth and bring up whatever is the question that you have. For example, right, you have a series of possible options in terms of the job, and I mean there's an infinite number, but we'll use 3 as examples, right? So actually we'll use 4 because we just came up with one. So the first one is, you know, is it for the utmost benefit that I stay in my current job right now, right? So that's one. The second one is it for the utmost benefit for myself and all beings if I switch to this other, if I apply for this other job that is more aligned with, you know, what I am interested in doing, but is still, you know, not doing the work that I ultimately want to be doing. The third option is, do I stay in my current job, you know, save money for a few months and leave by X date so that I can pursue my own endeavors and not work for someone else? Yeah, actually those are our 3 options. I think we just refined options 3 and 4 into 1. So those are the 3 we'll start with, right? And all you want to do is be in the spot that you're in, and it helps to close your eyes, and you can then attune yourself, right? Just like you would a pendulum. So you want to say to your body, so you basically, I'm going to step back here in a second by those flip-flops and show you, but it may not be so obvious, so because it's subtle, right? It's a feeling. So with your feet grounded on the earth, you want to kind of think yes, right? Think of what a yes feels like in your body. Think of something that you know that is a yes for you, like gardening, right? Or going and smelling the lilacs, or, you know, like something that you absolutely love. Like start to conjure up what a yes would be. If you want to like think about ultimately like, you know, your dream life, right? Yes, yes. So you want to conjure it up, and then you want to feel which way your body is kind of like naturally leaning. So for most people, and you can probably even just see me doing this now, when I think about the yes and like the amazing things, my body leans kind of forward. And then you want to do the same thing for no, right? Which is no, like just bring up some stuff that you really like absolutely do not want to do right now. Like think about how boring that current job is and how you sit there, right? And you hate that, and I'm doing it right now. Like no for me is generally like a leaning back. Like my body just kind of naturally does it now. So I'll just step back and do it. I feel like Grover in Sesame Street. So this is going to be a yes. So like I was just thinking about something that was like so exciting. Yoni Dancer would appreciate this. I was just thinking about like eating ice cream right now, and I almost fell forward, like over actually, because I just got really excited about it. So now I'll do a no. And that one for me, like I was just thinking about going into an office and like doing paperwork. Clear, no, like my entire body just automatically now, because I've done this a lot, right? So it just does that. It might feel subtle at first, but you will feel almost kind of a pull, you know, in some part of your body. You might feel as if someone's actually pushing you. Like just see where you feel sensation and in what direction, in what part of your body, right? And in what ways you feel energy pulling you one way or another, right? So you just want to get a sense of what yes and no is. You can even do a maybe, yeah, and so first attune yourself, right, as the pendulum, so you know, and then once you have a sense of it, so for me, yes is clearly leaning forward and no is clearly leaning backwards. So then I would go through each one of those choices, you know, that I have presented in front of me. So for example, you know, do I stay in this job right now indeterminately, right? I would think about that and then see which way I'm leaning, right? And do it for each one. Once you get a yes, right, then you can ask more questions. So for example, this one's the easiest. If, let's just say you did, you know, is it for the greatest benefit for myself and all beings, that's how I like to ask the question. Is it for the greatest benefit for myself and all beings that I stay in this job for a certain amount of time and then leave to pursue my own endeavors? And let's just say the answer was yes to that. And if the answer is yes to that, then I might go back and say, okay, is the most beneficial amount of time 3 months, right? And then see if it's a yes or no. And if it's a no, pick another, period of time. You could pick a specific date, right? If you're getting no's to things, you can kind of make hybrids and come up with, other possibilities of maybe merging, like option 1 and 3, right? There's lots of things. But basically, you just want to ask a lot of really specific questions to yourself, to your body, to your energy field. And ultimately, this is the work that a lot of you have done with me already, and we will do. But if you, have your soul energies also like down and in and really grounded into your body, like that's also too when it becomes just super clear and potent, and you'll feel it right away. It's a process, right? But ultimately, your body knows the answer too. Your body is everything, right? And so that I feel like right now, if we are making viscerally, embodiedly informed choices and decisions, we are going to be making the better decisions for ourselves and our families and for the planet, for the world. So let me know if you have any questions about that. And also let me know how it goes. Let me know like what questions you asked and what answers you got. Again, like this is like, you can do this with food, right? If there's something you're not sure if you should eat it or not, do the human pendulum and see, your body is going to tell you. And then, don't eat it if it's not going to be good for you. Or do eat it, if it is. It's in that way that you can test medicines too, right? And healing kind of cures if you have any ailments, right? You can use this for anything. So have fun being the human pendulum and making decisions, fully informed decisions that are embodied with your intuition and your soul, grounded into your body on this planet at this time, because ultimately that's the kind of decision making, leadership, healing that we need for this planet, is hopefully all of us making those kinds of decisions, like from a soul level, but embodied fully in this human experience. Okay, I love you. I hope you're having a great day. Let me know all the things. Bye.